Good morning, lovelies. So great to have you here. Welcome to the beautiful Sydney. We are so lucky. We are staying on Darling Harbour for a conference this weekend. I'm just so lucky because beautiful Jess, who I work for, has this gorgeous apartment, and I was able to stay on this sofa bed. Otherwise, these conferences can get crazy unaffordable. So I'm lucky that I was able to come and still join in all the educational side of things and all that sort of thing, and have somewhere to stay, which is right across the harbour from the centre. So that's really great. So what I wanted to show you guys today was what I brought with me in my hand luggage, basically. So you're probably thinking, what does somebody who puts a crazy amount of makeup on her eyes bring to interstate flights or even overseas, because that's coming up soon too? But yeah, I just wanted to share with you. So I've got my foundation that I bring, which comes in a little compact just like this one. This is my bronzer that I had to bring, of course. I've got my brightening powder, definitely have some moisturizer. I have my skincare with me, and I have a bunch of oils sitting over there. I'll just show you. I only brought the ones for which I thought I'd absolutely need. I didn't take everything, 10 in total, and mostly mixed up. So I brought the combinations that I make for myself. So my skincare one, my dry skin serum, which I'm obsessed with at the moment, some pain support, some hormone support, some energy support, and then like tea tree and thieves, because you never know and it's always useful. I definitely have my setting spray because I use it for everything makeup related. Got an eyebrow kit, which I've already put away, and I've brought 3 palettes which is probably more than anyone does, but I'll show you why. So this one's really beautiful and versatile. It's got some blushes in it as well, so I thought that was really amazing. I brought this one because of the vibrant colors, so I thought if I want to do a pop of color, it's going to come from that one. But the reason I bought a third is because I thought that it would be really great to have a decent amount of bases. So the one thing about those 2 palettes is you don't really get much variation for, let's say you wanted a shimmer, or you wanted a matte, or you wanted a transition color, or you wanted, something very specific. And that comes in this collection here. Okay, so between the 3 of them, I feel like I was covering all bases. I obviously don't have my gorgeous vibrant colors that I usually wear or anything like that. That's because the palette that those come in 120 colors. They're quite soft and crumbly, a lot of them, and it's bulky and heavy, so it's not the kind of thing you would travel with. Now, brushes I went mad with, I'll admit it. I brought all of these, and so far I'm glad that I did, because I do like to change up my brushes. I don't like to, first of all, keep them dirty, so sometimes they're still wet when I go back to use them again, so it's good to have a backup, but also because I just do a multicolor look, so it's just convenient. So I'll show you what I brought. So I've got my paw foot applicator because I do all my skincare with that. I've got 3 blending brushes, 2 face brushes, so for, let's say, one for bronzer, one for brightening powder. I don't know why I brought this, but I've been using it a lot. This one's my favorite for blending in foundation and powder product and setting the face, things like that. And then I've got these 3 little brushes, so really good for putting down the color, really good detail brush. This one can also double up for eyebrows, but I haven't used it like that. My absolute favorite detail blending brush, and this one actually is double-sided, so it's also got this one there. Makes it very convenient. I won't show you this bit, but I also brought about 4 pencils and about 6 liquid liners, because I'm very crazy. And they all live in one little holder together at home, so I just brought the whole holder. And then I've got lip gloss, mascara, and beauty blender. So, you know what, not too bad. I didn't bring too many liquid products. I didn't think I would need them. It's quite warm in Sydney, so we're doing mostly powders. I've already done that. So I've got the usual where I moisturise and then set my face with powders. Did some brightening under the eyes as usual, and did some just regular blending around the face. And we've still got a lot of work to do, as you can tell, but at least I've started. Still trying to speak a little bit softly because there's someone sleeping right in the next room, so I'm not going to be too loud, so hopefully it won't be too bad on the video. And also the lighting is really bright in this room, so I do hope you can see me well. But I think we're just going to jump into the eye look and just get into it. So I've used this little baggie here to travel with, because brushes get really dirty. So I didn't want the makeup bag to get covered in all colours and dust and things like that, so I've just repurposed this bag that the brushes actually, some of them came in, to travel with them. And it's good, it's been protecting the little bristles as well. They don't get caught on anything or jammed. And I'm loving this brush because it's angled and fluffy, so you get a really, really nice diffuse look. So today's look has to last all day and has to be multi-purpose, because in the morning we've got the normal conference things going on, and then in the evening we have a sort of fancy dinner that they're putting on for everyone. So I need to be able to convert this look into a night look, and the plan is to go a little bit softer now and then just do an eyeliner and re-deepen the crease for the evening. To start off with, I'm going to dip this beautiful diffuse brush into a gorgeous charcoal. We're just going to be shaping the eye with this colour, so working on this crease area and winging out to the shape that you want. And if you don't want to wing out, just stay close to the eye margin. Okay, and just like that you have a beautiful shape and a really good base to the eye. My idea is that this evening I can come in with the same colour, or perhaps a slightly different charcoal, which I have got, but this is the deepest colour I've brought. So back in that with this detail blending brush and just re-deepen that crease, whereas at the moment we'll do more of a blended and diffuse look. I think I might go for the purples this morning, so I'm going to go into a nice deep, you can't really see there because it's almost the same colour as the brush, but it's like a beautiful purpley plum colour. It's quite dark because it's almost as brown as the bristles, and just tap it on in the crease and then blend. So we're going to be taking a beautiful pigmented neutral colour now and using it to redefine the lid, so you'll be hearing things like cutting the crease and things like that. So that's basically what we're doing, but we're not going to be using any concealer or anything like that. It's going to dip into this beautiful neutral shade as soon as I find it. So a gorgeous taupey colour there, and it's pigmented enough where it'll probably just work, but I'm just going to use some setting spray to make sure it does. Just use my fingers because I don't have that many brushes, and frankly it works just fine. And let's tap it on. So this look is really good, especially when you have a bit of a hood on your eye or something like that, where it really separates or defines or cuts out the lid from the crease. So cutting the crease off quite obviously, but when you sort of relax and let everything hang down, it gives you just this beautiful definition and really opens up the eye. So to continue with that whole theory, I'm going to go back to this brush and back to that purple. So remember, we're trying to be conservative with the amount of colours and variation for this travelling look. So back into that beautiful plummy purple, and just really small circles, just to make the eye a little bit elongated by really drawing attention to that outer corner and blending out that beautiful taupe. So just from that little bit of work, you can already see that this eye looks a little bit more sort of almond shaped, whereas that one's just like... Now we've got two beautiful outer V's filled with some lovely deep plum, and you've got this base color which is the blonde. It's called blonde, I think, sort of a very neutral kind of fawny or something like that color. And now we've got to work on bringing the eyes back out and really brightening them up. So what I would do for that every time is using a lighter shimmery, right, or just a light reflecting color in the corner. So you can do like a white shimmer, or again, just to be very, very sort of conservative, I'm just going to go in with this color here. Where is it? And I'm just going to use a tiny little brush like this. It's got a really nice shimmer to it, this colour, and it's sort of pinky. So it's keeping in with the purples and the blondes quite nicely, and it's going to give me the look that I need. If you're a little bit limited with how many brushes you want to bring, you could actually do that with a finger as well. So just like that, and it's literally like you're wiping a corner and just stamping it on. You get a very similar kind of look, and then you just use it to spread it out. Just make sure your hands are clean and your nails aren't going to poke you in the eye. Now you will need a brush for this next part, but you can use any. You could use the one that we used for the inner corner, the detailed brush. You could use this one. You could use a flat brush. You just got to be careful with your technique, because the brush won't really help you if it's not the one that you really want, but it is possible with any of those. I'm actually going to use this one because I think it's probably the least appropriate, just to demonstrate that it is possible. And I'm actually going to go in with the purple colour, the dark grape colour, or dark plum colour, whatever you want to call it, And starting where we finished with that outer V work, I'm just going to run it very gently under the eyelash. I just love how it really opens up the eye when you just add a little bit of colour underneath. The only other thing is when you're using the slightly too big or slightly wrong brush, just be very careful not to push your lashes into your eye, because that can most certainly happen too. So just be very gentle, not just for the makeup's sake, but for your eye's sake. So the other motivation of bringing this palette is these two colours are actually lipstick colours. I'm just going to use my fingers because I didn't bring a brush with this beautiful peachy colour, and just dabbing it on. Got my perfecting lip on, which now comes in a sharpeable pencil, very, very soft and very, very neutral colour in nude, and matches that gorgeous peach quite nicely. We're just going to do some contour work, and we'll come back and finish the pencils on the eye. Okay, so that was a little bit of a fast forward of what I did. So the idea is to basically you multi-purpose as many products as you can, because you don't have everything with you. At least I don't. So it was definitely convenient to have both of these brushes, even though they're pretty much identical with me, because it is very difficult to separate bronzer from brightener, and I do like to use a similar brush to apply both of them. So definitely two brushes for that. I could have used this for brightening. You know, I didn't have to have those particular two brushes, but it was just, you know, convenient, I guess. The other thing I will never ever travel without is one of these. It's the most convenient thing to have in the whole universe, because not only does it help with eyebrows, it can also brush out your lashes if there's a clump. It can also help you smooth down your hair. So that's another really cute trick that this part can do. If you ever have any flyaways, this one really, really does take care of them. The other really amazing multi-purpose thing that I often do, actually, even at home, is using the eyebrow colour, the lighter eyebrow colour, as my contour, because sometimes you just don't have contour on hand, and because I didn't bring any liquid foundations with me, yeah, that was going to be my contour. And it's fantastic because, if you can see, it blends in really, really nicely with the bronzer, and it's very, very easy to blend in with something like this, or a dry beauty blender also works. But you end up with exactly the same result, and you didn't have to bring 3 products. Okay, so now it's time to finish off the eye, and there's 2 options, I think, for me anyway, for this part of it. I'm going to use this black pencil, I think, but it could very easily also use a charcoal pencil if you wanted to go for a bit lighter, or even a coloured pencil is fine as well. But I'm going to stick with black. So very, very, very light, feathery movements, starting at the inner corner, I think. Getting just a really nice tight line on the top lashes like that. The next part's going to be a little bit tricky because I don't have a good mirror in front of me at the moment. So I've actually been using the viewfinder for a few of these steps as it is, but I'm just going to taut the corner there and continue the feather strokes. There we go. So to me, the idea is that the bottom lid has to have an imaginary line joining the brow. So no matter how long you make that tail, as long as you're achieving this. So this is the kind of thing I'm going to do during the day, and then on the evening I'm going to add a beautiful liquid liner on the bottom lash just to really brighten it up, probably a little bit more sparkle in the inner corner, and a black liquid line with a really nice dramatic cat eye, and that will be my evening look. So I'm hoping to remember to take a photo to show you guys what that's going to look like too. For the face this evening, I'm probably just going to add a little bit more bronzer, just do a touch up, and that will be it. So let me just finish off the eyes and I'll be right back. There we are, lovelies. That is the finished look. I think it's quite natural. It's not too heavy, but it's still very impactful. I'm still comfortable with how the eyes turned out. I don't feel like it's not me or anything like that. It's still very much how I would go, say, to work, or, you know, just about my day. I still have, what, 3 or 4 colors on, so I'm still comfortable. I'm still in my comfort zone, but it wasn't too difficult, and it was very, very, very possible to have the tools I needed to achieve this whilst traveling. So what I might do is just insert some clips and images from beautiful Sydney for you all. If you have a moment, I would love it if you could subscribe if you haven't already, and if you did like this video, just hit the like, so that I know that you came by. If you wanted to say something and leave me a comment, I would love to hear from you. It's just all the way down the bottom if you scroll. And for those of you who have Instagram, please come over there and have a look as well and say hello. There are definitely some looks there that don't make it to YouTube. Wherever you are around the world, I hope you're having an amazing day, and thank you so much for coming along on this amazing journey with me. I love that I can still do this for you whilst on conference in Sydney, and learning all about eyes and ophthalmology, and still coming to you and sharing it with you. See you next time, lovelies. Bye.